Hi everyone, Adarsh here from Adarsh Model Train. So today we will see how we can use the snap turnout. Basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna use a relay switch to drive the snap turnout for our tracks. So let's get started. So first we have to go to our GitHub page, which is github.com/adarsh-model-trains. Once we get into that, we'll go into repositories. Here we can see JMRI MQTT Spring Transformer Wireless Ecosystem repo. It's a private, but once I'm done with all the testing and videos, I'm almost done with the testing. I'm just building a new project here, which is a wireless switch panel. So I'm doing testing for that, but before that itself I'll make it public so that everybody can use the code. So once we get into the repo, we have to go into ESP solutions here. So whoever is following my video from the start, they know that we have already covered everything in the ESP and Reno solutions, and now uh, we are just using only second implementation based on the ESP. So if you see the earlier discussion here, we have two type of implementation. One is configuration with the Uno or Mega with ESP82, and one is directly with the ESP. Here these are the one ESP and PCA 8690 PCA 9685 boards. So let's today what we'll do, we'll just do test the snap turnout. So basically what we will do, we'll go into this ESP8266 hyphen MQTT hyphen MQ snap turnout signals. We'll go into that. Here is configuration. What actually it's gonna do is JMRI will push data into MQTT, and then we can get the data. Spring Transformer will get the data, massage it back, and send it back to the node specific topics, and our ESP82 will grab the data from topic and then interpret those commands, basically interpret those commands, and send signal to PCA 9685 board for driving relay switch based snap turnouts. And we can configure lights also. So every implementation, if you see, every implementation have signals. So if it has signals, and so it means it has support for the light as well as signals, 2 LED signal and 3 LED signal. But we will take it further, we'll take all those testing going forward, but today we will be considering only snap turnout. So what we will do, first we will just download the source code. Just click on that. I'll download the source code on my desktop, and we'll just extract the code. Just open the code here. It's very simple. Go to config.h. Just check the configuration, your Wi-Fi username, password. We need only one turnout board today. We don't need light boards. We need only one board today. So total number of boards will be 1. Wi-Fi username, password, MQTT server IP address, username, password, topic which we are listening for our node. So this is a client ID, which is basically a node ID for us. So it's a 1. And then we are not doing any much changes, and just connect the ESP and then test it. So if you guys see, I have a ESP here. I'll just connect to the laptop. I have connected to my MacBook, and then we'll just ensure the port number is correct, and node MCU is a correct one. If you see node MCU here, and we'll just upload the code here directly. So basically it will take time here. These are the warning, you can skip it, that's not important for us. So now code is done. We can see here in the log messages it's not connected to MQTT because we have not started it, and we have configured only one board. Total number of board is 1 for turnout and signal, and total number of board for turnout is 1, and for light total number board is 0, board index 0, and board address is 40 for snap turnout. So we are good with the things. Now what we have to do is, next thing, we have to start the MQTT server as well as the Spring Transformer and the JMRI. So what we'll do, we'll just go to we'll start the MQTT first. So we have already, in the earlier tutorial, we have seen how we can configure the MQTT and all those things. So if anybody has not seen, please refer the earlier videos where we have done everything step by step. Now we'll start the Spring Transformer application. But before that, I'll just want to make sure that we have a right configuration. So what we will do, we'll just, if you go into this GitHub homepage, you can see Spring JMRI MQTT data transformer. Just click on that. You can get into that. You can download the jar file, configuration file, everything, and the commands and the all other information which is required. So here first, once you download it, you will get these this jar file as well as these configuration files, YAML as well as property file. You can change it, and for the reference, please see the earlier video tutorials. So here is application.yaml. Node 1, address is 1, enable, node is enabled, publishing is enabled to MQTT, REST API is enabled. We don't need this, so we'll make it false. Total number of light count we need 0, 2 LED signal count we need 0, 3 LED signal count 0, server turnout count 0, snap turnout count 1, and total number of turnout board is 1. And we are listening to this topic. So now we are good. So to start the MQTT, to start the Spring Transformer, we'll just copy this command. You can use either of command. So once we start the Spring Transformer application, you can see there is a folder created. It has all the basic necessary environment related files inside that. So now we are good. We'll just make sure that whatever the configuration we have done in our transformer application, that is correct. So you can just go to down and just copy paste, just get the configuration from the REST endpoint. You can get it for all the nodes, or if you go a little bit down, you can pass the node identifier. So we get the configuration for all the nodes here. You can see we have configured 10 nodes, but I am interested into node 1, so I'll just pass the /node identifier, and I'll get the for node 1 only. So here you can see node 1, node ID is 1, enabled, publishing is enabled, REST API is disabled here, light count 0, signal count 2 LED signal count, 3 LED signal count is 0, server turnout count is 0, snap turnout count is 1, total number of board required for turnout is 1, light board is 0. We are subscribing to this topic from the MQTT. Here total number of light pin, 2 LED signal pin, 3 LED signal pin, servo pins are 0. For snap turnout, we need 2 pin on the PCA9685 board. That's the reason it says 2 pins required. Total number of board required, total number of servo turnout board required is 0. Snap turnout board required is 1. Total number of light and signal board required is 0. So it will tell you each and every information. And on the JMRI, how we have to configure snap turnout number 1. On JMRI address 50001, we have to configure board number, pin number, status. So board number 0, pin number 0, it will send a throw signal. Board number 0, pin number 1, it will send a close signal. So that's the reason we need 2 pins here. That's the reason it's telling you for the 2 pins here. So now we are good with everything. So same thing, I have actually installed 2 JSON plugin in the browser. That's the reason both of them are showing parallelly to me, but doesn't matter here. So next thing what we have to do is, we have to configure the PCA96 board and other things, and then we'll do the dry run, and then we will do the final testing with the JMRI. So now what we will do, we'll just do the configuration first. So here you can see, if you go into the down on this page where we have downloaded the source code for ESP8266. So if you go down here, you can see there is a diagram where I have mentioned how we can configure the boards. So if you see Node MCU here, from the Node MCU, SCL pin will D1 pin of Node MCU will go to SCL pin of PCA9685 board, and D2 pin of Node MCU will go to STA pin of PCA9685 board. So here if you see, here you can see this is a external 5-volt power supply, this is a external 12-volt power supply. We have relay switch here, we have PCA9685 board here. So first what we have done is, from here, from this 5-volt power supply, if you see here, like D1 and D2, SD and SCL will go to the D1 and D2 will go to SCL and SDA pin here, and here you can see this is a 5-volt power supply and GND which is going to the first board here, and this is an external 5-volt power supply which is coming here, this line and this line, and we have set up the common here. So there is a white wire, so white wire from negative to GND it's going, it's setting a common ground here. And here you can see for the PCA96 board, this blue one is a GND and white one is a 5-volt power supply which is going to the side of the PCA9685 board. And here in the relay switch you can see this 5-volt power supply in GND is going to the relay switch to power up the relay switch. There are two relay switch, 1 and 2, and here you can see from the pin 0 and 1 from PCA board, it's going to the in and out 2 ins position of the relay switch. So if you remember here, if you remember the configuration, it says pin number 0 it will send a throw signal, pin number 1 it will send a close signal. So here pin number 0 it will send a throw signal, pin number 1 it will send a close signal on board number 0. So this is so what will happen, the green and blue will send a input for relay switch 1 and 2 to control the turnout, and here you can see this is external 12-volt power supply. So we need external 12-volt to run the relay switch, and here you can see what I did, I have passed it to the breadboard here. So from the breadboard, plus 12-volt is coming to the center pin of the relay switches, middle one, and from left and right. So if you see there is a gray and white wire going here, for this gray is going to the blue and white is going to the red one, and this side if you see here is a black and white from both the side of first relay switch. It's going for black is going to blue bulb, blue LED, and red is white is going for red LED. So if you power up and if you see right now, the red LED is always on and blue is always off. So it always tells you, it always before connecting to the relay switch to the power, always check that relay switch is powering up. There are two actually if you see the relay switch, here are two output lines. Center is a common, so it will take the input from center one and it will pass it to either this side or that side. So the side where it's continuously powering up, like where we have configured the red bulbs, so it means we will never configure our throw and close wires to the red side, always configure it to the blue where the blue LED is configured. That's the reason I always insist you to save your turnout from burning, because if you configure it on the red side and it continuously power up, once your turnout will throw or close, and then again it will power up and then it will burn immediately. So always do this and do this thing. I have kept the 1000, I guess 1000 register here, 1000 ohms register here. So this is how we can do this. And configurations, this is a simple configuration. What we will do is we'll just go to the desktop. Here we have already started everything. We'll just start the Panel Pro. Panel Pro started. We'll go to Tool, Table, Turnouts. Here we have already configured before starting all these things. When we have seen MQTT and JMRA integration, that please refer to that video for more detail. So here you can see the 50,001 JMRA address, and here we already have 50,001 JMRA address here. So what we will do, but before that we have to ensure that we are on the right network. So we'll just change the network, and we'll just open the serial monitor here. And what we will do, we will just refresh this so that it will connect to the MQTT. So here see, connected to Wi-Fi and connected to MQTT server, and all those details are same. So now what we will do, we will just test the implementation. So now we'll test the implementation here. So you can see here the message which is posted from our application. So this was a message which came from MQTT. This is what our application has received. After executing, it will say turnout closed, and here is the turnout closed. But I just want to show you here that now while throwing, it will, for a second it will go to blue and then come back to red. So I'll just show it more closer. Now if you see this side, red will go to the blue and come back. So that's the reason I was telling you to always hook up your throw and close to the blue side. One side throw, one side close here. So now it's a close one. So we know that for close we have to hook it here, and for throw we have to hook it here. So this is how we can do the testing. Let's connect the turnout and test it properly. So now you can see I have configured the turnout here. So here you can see in this blue side I have configured this green and black wire. This red one is a common one which will go to the middle, and this yellow and blue is for throw. So that's why I have configured it to this blue side. So but always make sure that whenever you are configuring, always configure the wire before the register, not after the register. So here you can see I have configured it just before the one slot of register to both the sides. So now we will do the testing. Now here we can see probably once it will start moving. Just keep it properly here. Here you can see turnout is changing its position, and here you can see the light is going from red to blue. I'll just show you the more closest view here. So I guess this is done for this testing now. So in the next session what we will do, we will do the same testing with the REST API. So whoever wants to control the turnout with the REST APIs, they can use that. We have two implementation. One is directly with the MQTT, another one is with the REST protocol. So stay tuned for upcoming content, and if please subscribe to my channel, share with your friends, and like it. Thank you.